Good morning, class. Welcome to Hood Philosophy 101. Today's lesson is going to be how Chris Brown got his ass whooped by Rihanna. And the count them, three courtrooms. Now, let me refresh your memory on what happened. Rihanna in a Lamborghini or whatever with Chris Brown. And she runs through his cell phone, finds some shorty name, the jump off, the down little girl. And from what happened there, it looks like Chris Brown ended up having to whoop that ass. Now, how many of you cats know for a fact that Rihanna probably put her hands on him first? That's most likely. You get caught with some chick's phone number, and chicks get reckless. They call you up anytime they want to. They call you up anytime you want to and leave your girl wondering who the hell this bitch is, all right? Whatever. Rihanna, I'm going to say most likely put her hands on Chris Brown first. I ain't got no proof. I'm just using my intuition. But at the end of the day, Chris Brown whooped her ass. And then what happened? And what has got to do with feminism? Now, there's three courtrooms. There's the court of law, the court of public opinion, and putting your hands on somebody, which is the last court, the court of last resort, looking someone dead in the eye and putting your hands on them. Rihanna probably instigated that joint, probably put her hands on him first. Because, when a nigga get caught, he ain't going to start some shit like that. He's going to try and lie his way out of it. And when he get caught with a lie, usually he gets cracked in the skull. That's probably where we found Chris Brown. They get out the limo. Or Lambo, whatever that fucking shit was. Rihanna looked like shit. She looked like she took a man to the first courtroom and got her ass stomped. Court of last resort, and got her ass stomped. So what happened? Court number 2, the court of public opinion. Everybody's on her side. Everybody's taking care of her. Oh, look at Riri. Riri all scuffed up. Oh, put a picture on TMZ. Oh my God, look what that nigga did to her. Bang, bang. All that shit. She got everybody else's sympathy. She got the world's sympathy against Chris Brown. What's left after that? Court number 1. Court of law. They took that nigga to court. They took Chris Brown to court. They ran him through the system. They dragged him in the mud. They did what they got to do. Fairly or unfairly, whatever have you. I don't give a fuck. So basically, Rihanna took Chris Brown to the court of law, to the court of public opinion, and she took it to freaking violence court. She lost violence, but she got them last two, didn't she? And that's why we find feminism in the way that it's in. Because feminism is all about that. Feminism is all about taking a man through all three courtrooms and running him through. I'll say this like this. How many cats wouldn't put a hand on a girl? Wouldn't touch a girl? Wouldn't hurt a woman? But they with this crazy shorty that puts their hands on her. She puts her hands on her man. She go upside his head. She smacks his bald head. All that good stuff. And I don't know, he just sits there and take it, right? How's that work out? You know what I'm saying? Or you got these other shorties that'll gladly throw themselves up against the wall, scratch themselves in the face and say, nigga, you going to jail. Nah, I'm going to get you for this. And what's a man going to do? He going to fall in line. He's probably going to run. But y'all heard these stories about women putting their hands on themselves. Y'all know that, it's usually like a woman that's starting these violent situations. And a nice guy is going to get stomped by that. So that's why you can't worship women. You know what I'm saying? That's why you can't put women's health above your own. That's why you can't sacrifice your own self-being, your own emotional needs for some crazy shorty. Because she always going to be crazy. Now, I'm not going to condone what Chris Brown did. I'm still going to say that he probably got caught after she done hit him, scratched him up, and then he stomped her out. Men, feminism. You're getting prosecuted on three courtrooms. The court of law, the court of public opinion and violence. If you got yourself a violent woman, she really gonna fuck you up real bad. And I'm not gonna blame it on feminism, but pretty much feminism got the game on lock. Now, 3 courtrooms. Why call them 3? I mean, why call them courtrooms? Because that's how we're gonna handle problems. I'm gonna tell you this. A man who takes another man to the court of public opinion, start bitching about situations, he's not looked at as a man. And a man who takes another man to a court of law is looked at as a snitch. But a man who puts his hand on another man, that's a thug. That's a real man. That's a nigga right there. That's what the shorties want. They want a man. They want a man who could take shit to the last courtroom like that. Alright? They want a man that could shut the next nigga up toot sweet. And that's where we lose. That's where we lose. Because that's what makes a thug. Because if you're not really ready to put the violent game down, if you're not ready to put a man, shut a nigga up, if you're not ready to do that shit, you're not a thug. If you don't use violence as an equity, you're not a thug. Alright? That's the whole thing about thugs. You could be a smart nigga, but you have no power against a man that's gonna smack the shit out of you. You get that? That's where we find the nerd. So, nerd and thug. The nerd could have all the education in the world, all the status in the world, all the power in the world, but if he can't shut up a nigga and stop a nigga from smacking the hell out of him, he's powerless. And females know this. And the shorties, they know this. So they look for a man with a violent potential first and foremost. Remember what I said. First and foremost, a woman look for a man with a violent potential. If you don't got that violent potential, they smell it on you. Or you could hide the fact that you are a nice, quiet guy. You kind of muscle bounce so niggas don't mess with you anyway, right? Niggas don't mess with you anyway. So let me close this up short. There's another equation about this. It's about the snitch. A snitch is a man that is willing, who's more than willing to take anything that happens to him to the first courtroom, the court of law. We don't like that shit. So here's the riddle. When it comes to the chain of command, the thug has precedence over the nerd, because the thug will smack the shit out of a nerd. There ain't nothing you gonna do about it. He ain't even gonna call the cops. But the snitch got power over the thug. Where does that leave? I don't know where that leave you. You figure it out. All right? Snitch, thug, nerd. Bottom of the barrel, nerd. All right? I'm not saying this to be argumentative. If you think I'm wrong, hit me up, leave a comment. You don't have to subscribe or nothing. Just tell me if I'm wrong. 1, do feminism prosecute men in 3 courtrooms? 2, is a snitch more powerful than a thug? And 3, is a thug more powerful than a nerd? This is just philosophy. Hit me up if you think you might want to add something to it. That's all I have to say. Peace.